Okay, I'm back, and this time I'm working with level 2 in chapter 4. And I can tell you, I really don't like making videos and when I play it back and look at it. So, but anyway, okay, so level 2, starting on page 74. And again, I may go kind of quickly so that the file is not too large to download. That's why I'm kind of breaking it up into levels. So the first thing here is antecedent agreement. And when you're using pronouns, you have to make sure that they agree with their antecedents. Antecedents rename the noun or the pronoun. So, you know, if you're talking about a male, a man's name, you're talking about him or his, and vice versa for a female, her or she. So in that way they have to agree. At the bottom of page 74, when it talks about making sure that they agree, there's a couple examples down there. Michelangelo felt that he was a failure, and we all know that Michelangelo is a male, so in that case we would use he. Pretty simple, right? The next one, great artists often doubt their success. So artist is plural. Okay, so in this case we're using the plural form of the subjective case there. T-H-E-I-R. We're talking about several people. Okay. If a pronoun refers to two nouns joined by and, then it has to be plural. So anytime you have two things joined by and, it's going to be plural. The managers and union representatives discussed their differences. Not his differences, not her differences. It's going to be their differences. Go over to the top of page 75, and this is talking about when it can get kind of complicated. And looking at the paragraph where it says pronoun antecedent agreement can be complicated when words or phrases come between the pronoun and the word to which it refers. Disregard phrases such as those introduced by the words, as well as, in addition to, together with, along with. They just kind of interrupt the sentence, so to speak. So a lot of times they'll be separated by commas. So if you look at the first example, the president, together with his cabinet members, is sending his personal thanks. Now, we've never had a female president, so we are assuming that this is a male. But in this case, what you need to kind of ignore here is together with his cabinet members. Notice that it's separated by commas. It won't always be that way, but a lot of times if it's separated by commas like that, then you know to ignore that part, and president and his go together. Okay? The second one there, the cabinet members, plural, are sending their personal thanks. So you see, I left out along with the president. So the cabinet members are sending their personal thanks. And then the last one, a female member of the group of protesting employees demanded that she be treated equally. Okay, we know it's a female member, so in this case we would use a pronoun that agrees with the antecedent. Okay. The next one there, making pronouns agree with their antecedents and gender. Again, you're going to have different genders, male, female, or what I call neutral. It's not a male or a female. And so, again, they still have to agree. Warren Buffett discussed his investment strategies. Okay, that's a masculine. Kathy Overby sounds like a female name, so you would use her, female gender. And then the last one there is neutral. The suggestion has its strong points. Okay, so its is referring to suggestion. The second part, choosing alternatives to common gender antecedents. Okay, so in what it's talking about here is that we have used the first person I, second person you in sentences referring to gender, whether it's first person, second person. But your third person, and if you go back and look at that table on page 71, your third person is he, she, okay? So that's gender specific, okay? And what they used to do in sentences is they would actually just use a masculine form as a general gender, okay? And but that's no longer acceptable in this world, okay? So you have to be careful of being gender biased, okay? So you may want to look at rewording your sentences. So at the bottom of page 75 is talking about a passenger must show his passport. Okay, the passenger could be female, so we're using a masculine pronoun, and that is gender biased. Okay, so you may want to rewrite your sentence and make passengers plural. Passengers must show their passports. Okay, again we're using third person plural subjective case. Third person plural subjective case. You can go back and look at that on page 71. Alright, moving on. I'm going to go into the antecedents joined by or nor. Okay, when you're talking about or nor, or nor, okay, these give you a choice. Okay, when you're talking about and, you're doing 1 plus 1. So you're talking about two people or two things. So that would have to be plural. Okay, in this case, then we're going to look at it a little bit differently. Okay, so on page 76 it talks about the closer antecedent will be the one that comes after the or nor. Okay, you may be wondering why antecedents joined by and are treated differently. Okay, and that's because of what I just put on the board. Okay, or nor is a choice, and it's going to be including two or more things, so it's going to be plural. So always match the pronoun to the closest antecedent. That's your rule right there. Okay, so let's look at these examples. Either Sandra or Monica left her briefcase in the conference room. Okay, in this case, the pronoun her is referring to the closest antecedent, Monica, even though Sandra is a female as well. Okay, the second one, neither the employees, that's plural, nor supervisor Ken Riley, singular, expects to see his salary increase this year. So in this case, Supervisor Ken Riley goes all together, is falling after the word nor. Okay, so that's the one that we would use as our pronoun his. Okay, the next one, neither Supervisor Ken Riley nor the employees, so we've switched it this time, expect to see their salaries, because in this case employees is not gender specific, so we're using the third person subjective case, their, which is plural for employees. So make sure that your pronoun is matching the antecedent, whichever one's closest to or nor, so whichever one comes after it basically. Okay. Then you have indefinite pronouns as antecedents, and you can see those at the bottom of page 76. The ones that are always singular, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, they're considered singular. Now, the ones that are always plural, both, few, many, several, those make sense. Okay, so let's look at the top of page 77. Okay, so when an indefinite pronoun functions as an antecedent of a pronoun, make certain that the pronoun agrees with this antecedent. Alright, do not let a prepositional phrase obscure the true antecedent. So, somebody on the women's football team left her mitt in the locker room. So, in this case, we're looking at somebody. On the women's football team is a prepositional phrase because it starts with the word on. Okay? So, somebody is your subject. So, somebody on the women's football team left her mitt in the locker room. So we know this is a women's football team, so we know that somebody must be a female. Okay. The second one, everyone in the men's choir made his song choice. Okay, in this case, in the men's choir, is your prepositional phrase. It starts with the word in. These are all prepositionals, okay? So, everyone is your subject, and his is singular, referring to everyone, and it's masculine, okay? Go back to the table at the bottom, page 76. Everyone is singular. The third one, each of the corporations has its own Twitter feed. Okay, of the corporations is a prepositional phrase. It starts with the word of. Okay, so each is singular, and it's also neutral. So we don't know if they are male or female, so we're using its there. Okay. The words either and neither can be confusing. When these words stand alone and function as sentence subjects, they are always considered singular. When they are joined with or nor, however, they may connect plural subjects. And then they can also act as plural pronouns. So, this is the middle of page 77. Either of the women is willing to share her expertise. Again, either is willing to share her expertise. And I'm just leaving out the prepositional phrase of the women. So either is your subject there. Is willing is your verb phrase. So in this case, either is singular. Okay, and we also know that either is the antecedent of the pronoun her. The next one, neither the man nor his children left their packages on the train. The conjunction neither / nor joins two subjects, man and children. Neither the man nor his children. Okay, so their, T-H-E-I-R, the pronoun there, agrees with the plural antecedent, children, because it falls closest to it. Okay? Children falls closest to nor, so in that case, the pronoun has to be plural for there. Alright, collective nouns is nothing but something that's considered as one unit, like a committee, team, staff, faculty, group. They're all considered one unit. So our committee released its progress report. So committee is acting as one unit. Okay, they did that as a group. Okay, the jury rendered its verdict. So in this case, jury is acting as one unit. But look at the next one. The jury were divided in their opinions. In this case, we're talking about opinions. So everybody has their own opinion. So in this case, we're looking at each individual jury member. So you could reword it where it says the jury members were divided in their opinions, if that makes more sense to you, and if it reads that way to you. Okay. Company names are also considered singular, like a sports team or a musical group. And on the page 78, we're getting to the end of level 2 here. JetBlue Airways is considered one unit or one group. So in this case, JetBlue Airways is adding several new cross-country flights to its schedule. The United Nations, in addition to other organizations, notice that they, in addition to other organizations, is separated by commas, so we ignore that part. Okay, so the United Nations is expanding its campaign. The band Counting Crows got its start in Berkeley, California. The Green Bay Packers won its 4th Super Bowl. Okay, so there's all acting as one unit, not each individual player on the team. Okay, the adjectives are each and every. Okay, so each and every are considered our adjectives. So when the adjective each or every comes before a compound subject joined by and, the compound subject is considered singular. So each female player each female player and coach. Okay, so in this case, we're looking at the word each, and we've got a compound subject, female player and coach. We've got two subjects here. Okay, is expected to purchase her own uniform. So in this case, think each single female player and each single coach is expected to purchase her own uniform. Now we know we're using the word pronoun her because this is a female. We're talking about a female in this sentence. Otherwise, we would probably use its if we did not know. Every father and son received his invitation separately. So if you think about it, a lot of times the sentence gives away in the content of the sentence of are we looking at this as individually or as a group. So in this case, every single father and every single son received his invitation separately. So I hope that makes sense with those. So that's level 2. Level 3, make sure you go through and read through this. There's actually a trick to knowing when to use who versus whom, and we'll try to get that out to you. Make sure that you read the frequently asked questions, and I think you don't have a discussion topic this week, but you do have a pronoun worksheet, so make sure you get that done. So if you have any questions, again, just send me an email in your Gmail account, and I hope you have a great day.